What is up? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shred Show Live. You can already see her smiling face. She absolutely exudes brightness. She's among the stars because she is one this morning. She literally is one of my favorite people because we were just talking about it. She makes me smile. She makes others smile. Her warm smile, her embrace completely exudes everything that I love about this industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Pam Faulkner joins us, VP of the Customer Journey at SimpleNexus, and we're going to be talking about just that. What is the customer journey? How can we better appreciate it? And how can we help the end consumer really enjoy the customer journey? That and so much more on this show this morning. You are not going to want to miss it. Buckle up, sit down, turn the volume up, and come have some fun. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? It is time to shred. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know her, you are absolutely at a loss because Pam is truly one of those people that I said it once and I'll say it again. She makes me smile. I get warm and fuzzies when I hang out with her. And she is a veteran of the industry and she continually serves our industry so brilliantly. So I'm so excited to have her on the show. Oh no, I lost her camera, but she is here still. We will figure it out. But I am joined by Pam Faulkner of SimpleNexus. Did I lose your camera, Pam?
I somehow or another, my camera, it's gone.
It's going there. She's back. See, just like that. We were playing a little disappearing trick on y'all. She was so excited. She's like, I got to hide my smile here for just a second because everybody just feels so brilliant. But Pam, I'm excited to have you here. Excited to have you back. First and foremost, how are you? I'm so excited to have you back on the show.
I am well. It is summertime here in the South. I am outside on the weekends. The sun shone this past weekend, so it's been amazing.
I say the sunshine just is brilliant. Here in Utah, we go through these crazy seasons. You know it. I mean, you've been here before, but finally we're getting the sun, the warmth, and I'm just like, the sun feels brilliant. Like you said in the South where you're at, it's warming up. Everybody's excited going into the summertime. So what better way to be talking about what we're going to be today with just having that feeling of excitement, having that feeling of warmth. And I want to talk about this because everybody knows, and again, when it comes to SimpleNexus, you hear about the customer journey a lot. And you in particular, you are the VP of the customer journey at SimpleNexus. You lead the charge. You do it by example. But why is this? Why is this journey, this customer journey, such a major focus for SimpleNexus?
Well, Josh, we had the honor of spending some time with a lady by the name of Kia Poom about 1.5 years ago. And she really walked us through and emphasized what that meant to our customers. And so we did a focal point and we went and we studied and looked and, what does it mean to our customers? And when does that journey start? Does it start when you have a loan? Actually, no, it goes all the way back to the point in time that you're connecting with a borrower. And our focus here looks at it working with our lenders from the time that they're actually making that presentation out to a partner, be it a realtor, a builder, whomever, to the borrower, walking through the footsteps is going through and, getting that implementation going, adopting it, training it, the day-to-day after it happens. And what does that look like across the board? And so our focus, we've actually become very focused on that customer in particular. What does the lender need and how can we facilitate that?
It's super interesting. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
Well, I was going to say, we educate, we consult, we provide documentation, we provide self-help topics through our Ask Nexus portal. So yeah, we're really looking at how we can better enhance their experience.
Well, I think it's so interesting that you say the customer journey. Sometimes we think about it, us as lenders in particular, us as mortgage professionals, we think that journey, it starts as soon as we get the applicant or as soon as we get them as a quote unquote lead, like, now we start. But that journey starts way before us. And even to be in that mindset or be thinking about that customer journey probably starts for most. And I know we've talked about data in the past, but it starts far before they even get to us, Pam.
Well, think about it, as, doing open houses, you've got a career change, you're moving across the country. What does that look like? What have you heard? So, that whole word of mouth, that networking, how do you better accomplishment? What's the positive experiences? All of that builds towards a brand. And so think of the brand as that, just vague thing that kind of sits out there. And your brand is what describes, to others why they should use you. And we want to help build that brand.
This is why I love Pam, ladies and gentlemen, because she just talked about brand and I'm always talking about it. And sometimes people are thinking about technology companies are all about technology. But the fact that she's talking about brand just warms my heart even more and it makes me so excited. But it's 100% true, Pam. And that's exactly what like you said, that's what SimpleNexus really helps facilitate in this entire customer journey. It really helps continue to build that brand. And what's really interesting is you work with lenders, day in and day out, helping them maximize successes, adopting these new technologies. Maybe can you share any experiences that you've had recently, maybe helping with implementation or helping in that regard with SimpleNexus?
I don't think it's just myself, but we'll talk about me for a minute.
Love
Listening.
it.
The one thing I do the most is I listen. I try to pick up on the pain points, the gaps, what's making a lender hesitant about adopting technology. I mean, let's face it, all of us vendors, we build and hope that somebody is, just going to die to buy our software. But if you don't listen openly when you first implement, if you don't listen when they go live, that really defeats the purpose. One of my most recent stories lately, I listened to a lender talk about their struggle. They were having to spend so much time on loan files. Things were taking a little bit of time for it to download. And I'm like, why not use one of our automated tools to download your documents? And they're like, what? I went, yeah. So if you think about the minutes that it takes per loan file, okay, so for a loan file, not that bad. But we deal in volumes. As a lender, and I keep saying I was a lender, but when you're a lender, you're dealing in loan volume. 2 minutes across 1,000 loans, that's a lot of time. And so I think that was one of the most successful things I've been able to do lately is help to shave that time down.
This is, Pam, why I love conversations with you and other leaders who have been in the industry. Being a lender yourself, you go back to mention what you did about listening. You truly understand what is helping move the needle, especially in an evolving industry, in an innovative industry right now. We're seeing lots of technologies, but even to your point, what you just mentioned is sometimes as lenders, sometimes we think we are so busy, we have so much going on. Having a partner like SimpleNexus that is actually helping with implementation. You even mentioned the subtleties of hey, did you know you could do this? Just even understanding. It was go back to listening. What are their pain points? And they may have the solution right there in front of them, and they may not even know it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of times, it sometimes it's uncovering what is right there in front of you that maybe you didn't open the door and look at. And sometimes that's the most helpful thing of all.
Oh, and it really is. But sometimes it takes that outside perspective. Sometimes it takes, again, a great partner like SimpleNexus, who's let's walk through this. Pam, let me listen to what your pain points are. Especially again, right now where interest rates are a little bit higher. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of timidness in our industry right now. So having a partner that's actually willing to take the time, because like you said, time is money. We always say we all know that. But having somebody who truly cares about our business, who cares about us thriving, and is willing to take the time and listen to where our pain points are at, that's everything. That's what you should be looking at when it comes to technology partners, when it comes to your tech stack. If you don't have a partner that's willing to sit down and do that, you should be looking at it, because again, now is the time to be looking at where can you become more cost effective? Where can you really start to, again, shave off those couple extra minutes can be a big deal in the long run.
Oh, especially margins the way they are today. I always challenge everyone, if you don't understand, the 2 words out of your mouth should be show me. Whether you're a lender or whether you're the vendor, show me what it's doing. Tell me why it doesn't work. And listening, that is key. That's a key element.
Oh, that is a key. That's a good clip. I'm going to take that right there. That show me, that should be something you are asking. That is one of those questions that I don't think enough of us ask. It's just we think we need this, but show me, where's the benefit here? What can this actually do that I'm not already doing? So this is those 2 words, show me. That's it. I'm show up, but show me, Pam. I love it. This is so brilliant. So I want to, along those lines, kind of to switch, not to switch, but kind of to go along these same lines, because it really does take strategy. And what you mentioned, I mean, just that Show Me is one of those strategies
Yeah.
that I can see help contribute to lenders' overall success, especially when it comes to adopting new technology. What are some of those other strategies that you have seen from your past experiences to now, to with this ever evolving market? What are some of those strategies that you really do see contributing to lender success right now?
You know, Josh, we laugh because I've been in this industry so forever long is what it feels like. But when you actually are a lender, I find that when you actually collaborate and communicate with your
Mm.
internal staff and you understand the pain points, the gaps, and get their buy in on the solution, I think that you probably accomplish 75% of the success and the adoption of whatever tech stack you're going to actually jump into. It may look beautiful, it may look shiny, but when your end users come to you and they tell you it's not user friendly, or worse, you release it and your borrowers are like, I'm not using this. This doesn't work. I think that, that's a major stumbling block. And with what we do, listen, collaborate, communicate. And once you do that, I think that's the most successful strategy any lender out there can accommodate.
Sheesh. Guys, we could stop like right there. We've had like 4 or 5 nuggets from Pam today. That's why I love somebody who has the experience, the knowledge, and the expertise that you do, Pam. Like those simple, it seems so elementary. It seems so fundamental, but I love talking about it because sometimes we get so lost in the day to day. We get so focused.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get so overwhelmed that it just takes like a second, like this conversation that we're having, to go back and be like, oh, wait a minute. What Pam just said there, that's really important. Maybe I do need to go back and evaluate. Maybe I do need to look at the collaboration, the partnership. What are the discussions that I'm having with my team? What are the discussions I'm having with my partners, my tech
Yeah.
partners? Because that's something that I think, again, we don't do frequently enough. So on that specifically, like, again, because you've kind of already mentioned this, but for those companies right now who are looking to be maybe a little bit more efficient, or maybe looking to, maybe they are evaluating their tech stack. What are some of the things that they should be looking at specifically when it comes to like the tech that they're adopting right now?
Does it really integrate with everything? I think that's one of the
Mm.
focuses when we're actually looking at things. This piece of software I'm buying, does it integrate? Or do I have to go hire, 4 or 5 more Joshes and Pams to sit on the back end to stare at it and then go reconfigure it or import it or do a manual step? The integration, I think, is key. And then behind that is, can my users actually use it? Is it something that I have to have a lot of time retraining and retraining and retraining, or is it something that, is very simplistic and understandable?
Oh, I love that. And again, this is something that SimpleNexus, being an originator myself, owning a mortgage company myself, it has to be easily adoptable. You and I
Oh, yeah.
both know that's one of the biggest struggles of our industry. Is sometimes we see this shiny object and we're like, wow, this looks amazing. Or like, we'll even hear about that, like what it can do for us, but then actually adopting it, making it useful within our organizations can be the hardest part. To get originators to adopt something new can be so hard, but that's why making that the process so
Oh, yeah.
easy. Like we always talk about, like, oh, we're changing, we're innovating the simplicity of this, but are you really, as a tech company, how is that being created? How is that because again, the user experience for us as originators means a lot, because ultimately that's going to help us create that journey, or that homeowner journey for the consumer. But how is it for us as originators? And if that's not something you and your team are thinking about or discussing when it comes to adoption within, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and how it communicates to everybody on the back end. So, from the originator all the way to the point that you're actually secondary marketing or shipping that loan to the investor, how is all of this connecting and how is it integrating and ease of use?
Ooh, ease of use is one of those things I think is going to become more and more prevalent, Pam, and I'm sure you do as
Mhm.
well. And that's why companies like SimpleNexus are forward thinking. Not only are they listening, are they actually having the discussions? Not only are they willing to put themselves out there and saying, "Hey, you know what? We want to improve. Like, help us. Like, we want to collaborate with our partners. We want to collaborate with our users. Help us to simplify this." And again, you guys have an incredible team there, but it's not just our internal teams, our internal cultures anymore. Again, it's the people who are utilizing the platform as those who are adopting it, who actually are using it. So I want to switch gears here for just a second because I know our time is limited today. But you, again, I've mentioned this already before, and I talked about this last time you were on the show, but it's so insightful for me. You've been such a veteran of this industry. You've been doing this for a couple of years now. Let's just say that you're very experienced, very well versed and adept in this industry. What are some of the things that you truly love about the mortgage industry? And then a follow up to that is what are some of the things you love about SimpleNexus? Again, you've worked with some incredible organizations, Ellie Mae and so many others, but what do you love about the mortgage industry, number one? And then what do you love about SimpleNexus?
When I started in the mortgage industry, 85, yeah, a couple of years ago, you think about this, and mortgage is one of those industries that it's never the same day twice. So when you're
Mm.
actually a lender and you're there, every loan is a unique problem. Yeah, some of them are vanilla and they always follow the same path, but you have different personalities in the borrowers, your agents that you're working with, and it's ever evolving. You know what? If you don't like what happened last month, take a breath. In 60 days, the government's going to come in, it's going to change another rule, it's going to change another regulation, and you're going to be off to the races again, learning something new and adopting it and applying it out to your customer base. That's what I love about mortgage. Ever evolving, ever changing, sometimes not so great. Hence 1987, 2008. We had some major blips there, but we learn, we evolve, we grow, we expand, we come up with new ideas for lending. So, yeah, I mean, what's not to love about mortgage?
Oh, I want to cut in there too, because you and I were, as we were getting ready for this, as we were jumping on just prior to it, that in and of itself, but also you and I, the last time we saw each other in person was at the ICE Mortgage technology event. And we even noticed it's the people. And this may seem like
Oh,
we're
yeah.
like, oh, of course, but it really is the embraces that you and I experienced, especially at that event in particular, the smiles. Like we are a
Oh,
community, we are a family, especially for somebody like yourself who has been doing this a couple of years. You get long lasting friendships, whether you go to this company or that. The community that we have built within this industry, I would say is second to none.
it's a family. And I think
Mm.
that's what I explained to you earlier. Going to the conferences this year has been like um, giant family reunions that you go to, and that those connections that you make throughout the years. When you do get a chance to be face to face and break bread. I can't tell you, I gained so much weight during that stinking conference because I ate so much because I was hanging out with everybody. But it's a family. And
Mm.
regardless if you work for one lender or another lender or this vendor or that vendor, it is family. And we're all
Mm.
striving to do the same thing, making it successful.
Bah,
Now,
that's what we're trying to do. So to end on kind of on that same note, what do you love that SimpleNexus? We lost your camera again. It's just see there we just can't handle it, Pam. There's just too much. It's just it excites us. What do you love in particular? Because you have been with so many incredible companies over the years. What do you love about what SimpleNexus is doing in particular?
you hit on that. I joined the technology side in 2000 for a little tiny company called Interlink in Bellevue, Washington, DOS based. But
Whoa.
the thing that I've always enjoyed about the tech side of things is the innovation and the thought process. I've been
Mm.
so fortunate to join SimpleNexus and be a part of the growth. I love that when something changes in the industry, we listen. We're already planning once we get news that this is coming. How are we going to change what we build to be impactful, not only for the borrowers, the agents, the loan officer, but everybody through the whole life cycle of the loan. And I love that. Matt Hansen and team, Kathleen, just brainstorming and being innovative and moving quickly.
Yep.
That's what drives me here at SimpleNexus. It's amazing.
It is amazing. And you mentioned some of the main names. I mean, from Matt to Kathleen, Andrea, Laurie, yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's, I mean, so many incredible people on the team. You look at an organization like SimpleNexus here, and like, and yourself, and like so many people are just there that, again, they are passionate about the industry. They're passionate about the customer journey, that consumer, the homeownership journey. And that is what you continue to build upon, continue to simplify, and continue to make an enjoyable process. So it is so exciting for me. And literally, these are the conversations that do warm my heart, that just give me hope and excitement for our industry. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we go through hard times. Like Kathleen mentioned, now we talk about Kathleen. Now, as Pam mentioned, we've gone through ups and downs. Like we have gone through we've gone through turmoil before. But find your partners like SimpleNexus, like Pam mentioned, find the people who are willing to go the distance with you. Find the people who are really willing to double down, to focus. We're going to get through these times. We can, but we need to do it together. So, Pam, this has been brilliant. This is literally giving me goosebumps here. Like, this is one of those that I just get excited for. And I cannot thank you enough for being here, for sharing all that you have, for the expertise and knowledge that you always share.
Thanks, Josh. I enjoy being here. You bring a smile to my face every time.
Oh, well, it's exactly. I feel the exact same way about you. I cannot wait to see you in person soon because, like I said, I love your warm hugs and embraces. It gives me hope and so much excitement for the industry. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, Pam Faulkner, if you have any questions for her or the SimpleNexus team, shout out a comment below and we'll make sure to get you in touch with the right people. But be thinking about what Pam mentioned here, because I promise you we can do this together. The future is bright for our industry, and it's companies like SimpleNexus that continue to innovate and lead the way. So with that, as always, we appreciate you. We love you. And now it's time for all of you to go shred, go show up, hustle, repeat every day. See ya.